All right, one of the first things that we want to do is we want to make a collaborative project. So I'm going to go over to my projects. I'm going to press the plus button over here to create a new project. I'll give it a name. And on this one, since I'm working on it with others, I want to go to collaborative right here so that we can all work on this video together just like we would on a Google Doc or a Google Slide. I'm going to click next, and I'm going to choose to invite with the link. Right now I'm not going to choose any media to add. I'm just going to go to next. And then if I'm the one that made this, I'm going to copy this link and email it to my other classmates who are in the project. They'll be able to click that link and they'll be invited to join the project as well. So I can press finish right here. Now, if you are someone who has been invited to a project, you would find it under your projects tab and then shared with me. And you would have these different projects shared with you. You'd be able to go into them as well. Okay, so I'm in here. One person needs to start the video edit. And once this person starts it, the other people will be able to join it as well. I would recommend just naming it right away, maybe with the title of your topic. All right, so now we have this. Let's look at some things that we could do. One thing that we could do is if I'm building things in Google Slides, so for example, let's say I have made some slides with some different images and text on them, and I like the way that this slide works, and I want this slide to appear in my in my video. I can do that by downloading my slides as images. I can go to File, Download, and then JPEG or PNG, and that will download that slide that I am on. So I need to do that for each slide. Over here on WeVideo, I can, when I'm under my media, I can import different images that I have downloaded. So it could be that I'm importing those slides that I just downloaded. It could also be that I'm importing some other images as well, such as maybe a logo or a different picture, or even a video clip that someone may have taken. I could choose those right here. And if I need to choose more, I can always hold down Control to select them all at once. And then I can open them and they will go into my media right here. One thing that you might want to do in this collaborative project, if you're working on this together, is after this has uploaded right here, okay, so after everything's processed right here, you can two-finger tap on it and press Share to Project. And that will allow the other people to be able to see it in this shared folder over here. All right, so let's say that I wanted to take this CBC logo in here. I would need to put it onto a video track. Okay, and with images and with text, as we'll see later on, is I can resize this. I can change how long I want that image to stay on the screen. So it defaults to about 4 seconds, but I can always choose it to go longer as well. Okay, if I wanted to add video, for example, maybe I wanted to add this video right here, I could do that. And let's say I only need a portion of the video. Okay, I can get my cursor to the part where I need, and if I'm having trouble getting it exactly there, I might need to zoom in on my timeline. So on the bottom right, we can zoom in and out. And now I see it more in like fractions of seconds. So if I need to get rid of this first part, I can do that and press the cut button and delete it. And maybe I need just this part as well. So I'll cut and we'll delete that part. Now I'm left with this part of the video. Okay. If I click on this icon, I could see the audio levels for my video right here. And I could choose some different things for that. I could choose to just mute that track entirely, Okay, I can choose to just lower its volume to maybe like 10% if I just wanted something to play in the background. I can add a fade in or fade out, or I can manually do this as well. When I click on my audio track, you'll notice there's a little dot that appears. And if I lower one, I'll get another one as well. By clicking on this line, I can add another dot that will allow me to adjust those levels as well. So for example, if I needed just this section to be a little bit louder, I can adjust it so that it will get loud really quick, play for a few seconds, and then quiet back down. All right, so we have added an image and we have added a video, but sometimes I might need to layer images and maybe even text on top of each other. Each thing needs to go on a video track or an audio track. When you're using an image or text or video, those are going to be on video tracks. I can add a new video track by pressing this plus button over here and choosing video/text. I can add that track, and I could add as many as I need. Sometimes I might need multiple tracks to properly layer things. Let's go back to the beginning, for example, and let's say that we have this as our background image, but let's say that we want to put this logo over it, and maybe we want to also put in some text right here. Okay, perhaps I want some motion text. Maybe I want this right here. I can double click it to edit the text a little bit, and maybe I can say welcome to CVC. And I'll save the changes. All right, right now these are all full size on top of each other, but if I double click on my C, okay, I can scale it down to resize it, and then I can drag and position it to where I need it to be. So perhaps I just need it to be right here, and then I can save changes, and then let's say I need my text to be over here. I could do that as well. One thing also to note with your text is that you can change the font type. Depending on the text that you choose, you might have multiple lines on it, so you might have more than one line right here. You can also choose the color palette, and I will provide you with the codes for CVC's dark blue and light blue colors, and you would be able to pop those in right here to get this exact light blue and dark blue. All right, so let's say I like this welcome to CVC, but I want some other text to come after it. I don't want it to be like right after it, but I want it to appear while that text is still on there. Okay, I can add another one right here, and we maybe see we are Cavaliers, something like that. Okay, we are Cavaliers, and then I'm going to move it so that it's right here. I'll save changes, and I could even edit it so that it kind of finishes at the same time. Okay, welcome to CVC, we are Cavaliers, and then they're going out together. Okay, so by having multiple layers, I'm able to do more with text and things like that. All right, next let's look at adding audio. So if I go to the audio right here, there's a variety of different soundtracks available to me through WeVideo. I would want to pick something that's kind of appropriate with my topic. I could import an audio file into my media as well. However, if you're doing that, make sure that you have found an audio file that you are licensed to use. So that means don't just rip any video or audio off the internet, but make sure that you're following your Creative Commons, that you have the right to use this for promotional purposes. Okay, but I'm just going to assume that I want to add this track in right here. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down to my audio track. I'm going to drag it in right here. Okay, and then it's going to play along there. Yeah, I could decide that maybe I want it to start right here. I could cut it like I did. And then when I'm done with my video, like let's say this is the end of my video, maybe I have like an outro slide. I want to cut my music maybe just shortly after. That way I can get like a fade out on there. All right, just like we did earlier, we're able to adjust the level of this. So I most likely don't want it to be like too loud, but there might be points where I again want it to fade in and out. So I could start with this fade right here, and maybe I want it to fade to like 22%. Okay, and maybe I want it to be, maybe right here we'll go 22. Maybe I do want it to get a little bit louder right here, and then fade out at the end. So I can play around with that as needed. All right, next is narrating. So under my media, you're going to want to drag your little timeline handle back to the beginning, and you're going to want to narrate. Okay, as I narrate, my video is going to play right here, so I can kind of see what's going on as I'm narrating, so I can kind of know that I'm on time with everything. I have an option of muting the video while recording. That means if I have any noise or audio tracks playing, those get muted so that my microphone doesn't pick them up. This might not necessarily be something you need to do if you're wearing headphones while you're recording. I'm going to keep mine muted. Okay, we'll press record. We'll go 3, 2, 1. Don't start talking right away. Give it just a little moment and now start talking. So you want to build that buffer in. When you're finished recording, also give yourself some time as well. So if I just finished what I wanted to say, wait 3 seconds and then press stop, because you'll always be able to trim that off later. So we'll save that, and that is going to automatically create a voiceover track right here, and here's my voiceover right here. So again, if I needed to kind of cut off those last couple of seconds, I could do that and delete it as well. All right, a few more final things right here is that as I'm going from like maybe one picture to the next and changing my slides or things like that, I want to use a transition. Now, I don't want to use like really any of these super crazy transitions, maybe just like some fades, maybe some dips, some things like that. But I can insert that right there, and as it plays, it will fade out and the next one will fade in. Okay, some things that you might need to do, because sometimes the transitions might take a little bit too long. Okay, but you are able to do this as well. If I click this option right here, I have these opacity lines, kind of like my volume lines, okay, where I can make this thing fade in and out. Okay, so I can make that C fade in, and then I can make that C fade out, just like that. So you can play around with those for your transitions as well. Okay, finally, when I'm done, I'm going to click finish. I'm going to make sure I have the right title right here. I'm going to choose an HD one right here, and then I'm going to choose Drive as my save destination. I want to make sure that I choose Drive right here so that it will make a file in my Google Drive that I'm able to turn in. And then I'll press export. It will take a moment for my video to get exported, but I'll be given a link or an email when it is finished, and I would be able to find this video by going to Google Drive and going into my WeVideo folder.